Hey, what's happening, everybody? It is Thursday night, time for another episode of Thrifty Business. I'm your one host, Jason Thrifts, and with me, back in the co-host chair, one half of Pete's Treasures, Aaron. How the heck are you?
I'm good. I'm excited for the show.
Yes, so am I, and I love your shirt, and we'll explain it in a really quick second here. And good to see everybody in the chat. You guys are very chatty before we even started, so thanks, everybody. Now it's time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week, I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug and try and match it up to my guest. And our guests tonight are the return of Beau and Jennifer. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, we're doing great.
So Beau and Jennifer, to catch anybody up who didn't see, they were on almost exactly 6 months ago. They were 7 days into their eBay journey as a mother-son team. And back that episode, I had my mom, because we are a mother-son team, do it. And this time I had Aaron sit in as a co-host. Also, my mom's on a boat partying with her card ladies today. But Aaron does not have kids, but teaches kids Beau's age. So I thought it'd be perfect because one thing we are going to talk about when we get to the interview is kids change their mind about what they want to do every 2 days.
Yes.
And so, I saw Kobra Kai. I want to do karate. Oh, here's the Olympics. I want to be a gymnast. And so to see a kid kind of stick with something is pretty cool. So each week I match my mug and rum up, and I did pretty good last time. This time I was having a hard time, and then I altered it a bit. So my co-host Aaron made this post the other day, and he said, "Call this Bacardi party, just not too hearty. Bacardi tropical rum, club soda, pineapple, coconut juice, orange juice." And I gave him a little grief, and his brother goes, "Well, at least it wasn't Malibu." And I go, "Look, your brother just recreated Malibu." So in honor of that, Aaron, tonight I match my rum to my co-host. This is a decent coconut rum. Go get this one.
Okay. Shipwreck.
This is not what 20-year-olds are drinking on spring break. Okay, but for my guest, Beau, do you make earrings?
Yes.
So I have a tiki mug that has actual earrings.
Oh, that's cool.
So I thought, all right, Beau makes jewelry, and this is my one mug that has actual jewelry in the mug.
That's pretty cool. It is.
Cool.
So that's my baby Doe mug. She is one of the originators and hosts of the big tiki event, Tiki Oasis. So cheers to you guys. Now, Aaron's got a fun mug tonight.
Ooh.
Look at that.
It's called the Pudcano. Charles Phoenix, he's like a godfather of mid-century modern kitsch and pop culture. And he drew this shirt and recently released it, and it matched my mug because this is from him. He does these retro slideshows, and we got to see him when he came to Dallas. So cheers.
Cool.
So my mom, Stacey, and I were there the first night he built the Pudcano and had it erupt.
Oh, man. That's
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you remind me, like later or tomorrow, I'll show you the pictures.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then, Beau, what rum you drinking tonight, Beau?
What are you drinking?
Lemonade and tea.
Lemonade.
Is it in a tiki mug, though? Is that Arnold Palmer in a tiki mug?
That's the closest we had.
All right. And you, Jennifer?
I do have rum and coke. That's my favorite.
Same.
But I put it in my favorite thrifted mug. The mom. Mom.
Oh, I
So
like it.
I don't have a tiki mug, but I have a favorite thrift.
Now, is that rum Malibu?
No, it is Sailor Jerry.
Yes.
maybe?
Oh, I love Sailor
That's what
Jerry.
we have.
There's my Sailor Jerry girl right there. Bam.
There she is. Yeah,
All
I
right.
think that's the one we have.
That's an okay rum. All right. So sit back, relax. We're going to talk to you guys in a minute. And in the meantime, Aaron and I are going to talk some shop here. Here we go.
All right.
And now it's time for our scores of the week. These are the items that you should be on the lookout for when you're out thrifting. Boom.
All right, one of my favorite purchases in a while. This is a Chanel No. 5 bath powder, sealed from the 60s, and $125. We saw the sold, and it has sold even higher than that, but we took that money, and we got it for $2 at an estate sale. So
That's awesome.
yes. We've had this for a while. Well, no, just like 6 months. But anime, I always talk about how big anime is right now. And this is Iwatabi Swim Club. I haven't seen it, but yeah, good money. It was at a thrift store for probably $4 or $5. Matthew got it. This, I think I featured it on some kind of BOLO list. I'm getting but Washersbach is always on a BOLO list for their mugs. But this is actually the 4th or 5th one of these red "You Are Special Today" plates that we've sold. In fact, I recently found one at another thrift store, but it was cracked, so I didn't get it. But they're out there and they're pretty popular. So every time it sells for over $25.
I have never seen this plate before, and I don't know if I would have stopped and looked at it. So now I'm glad you're on the show because
Yeah.
it's in my brain now.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you selling? A tiki mug?
Yes. So you mentioned Tiki Rob last week, and I didn't know that story about him, so I'm thinking about him. And you taught me how to sell tiki in order to drink, and I've been looking for this for a while because everyone in my tiki groups are finding them, and I finally found this liquor store close to me that I never saw before, and they just so happened to have 4 of them. And so I bought them all, and the 3rd one sold today, all for over $27. So yeah.
The whole bottle of liquor, and the mug cost how much?
$14.99. So
$14.99, and you're selling the mugs for $30. That's how you do it, folks. So not only was 3 bottles of liquor free, he basically got paid to get 3 bottles of liquor.
Yes, it's a Rum Haven coconut water liqueur. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. I had to show off. Well, first off, because you're kind of on the young side, Aaron.
Oh, thank you.
This shirt is Santa Carla, murder capital of the world. What's that mean to you? Do you know?
I don't know. That font seems familiar, but I have no idea.
All right, chat. Where is Santa Carla, and why is it the murder capital of the world?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to show this one because I sold this on Depop. I had it listed for like about 5 hours. So my Depop has been lacking. I got 3. Boom! There's my gang down in Atlanta, traveling salvation. It's from the movie Lost Boys.
Okay.
There it is. Lost Boys by Lootwear. And if you've never seen that movie and you like vampire movies, go watch it. It stars both the Coreys, Eamon Feldman. So that was my Depop sale of the week. Oops. I just canceled that one out real quick. There we go. Okay. I got this in a box of hats, and it's Grateful Dead, and it's beat up. Thanks, Nate. But people kept trying to lowball me. And I'm like, look, some people like the beat up worked in hats already. And I just waited. And I waited till I got $25 for it. And the box I got it in, I think it was a freebie, but we'll call it $2 at the most.
Nice. We love selling hats.
And this was in a box of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that we wore. Oh, I didn't specifically, but we wore in the late 80s, early 90s. And when it came out of a box of stuff I bought, I think from Goodwill Blue Box, I was like, yep, that'll be a quick, easy sale. I think less than a day, $60.
Nice. You think that's related to Oakley sunglasses?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep. Oakley thermonuclear protection. I used to have a lot of the shirts that said that on it and stuff too. So that was a nice sale. And don't you be sneezing on those Disney DVDs if you find the right ones. This was picked up at a thrift store for $15, and I sold it on Amazon this week for $70. It is the Walt Disney Treasures, which are in the metal tins. And this one is the specials he did on the front lines, the Warriors. So he did little things that weren't always like, Tigger and Cinderella. There were some serious stuff thrown in there too.
I remember when you got those.
Yeah, I still got a bunch, but it's one of those things you just got to wait for the right buyer. And now it's time for our CD and cassette scores of the week. And as always, we start with flipping cassettes. So I thought you gave me the same thing again. I go, oh, wait, this is different.
Yes. So I'm running out of music sales, unfortunately. So I went back in time right before that Selena cassette because we sold these cassettes. And yeah, so just once again, get your Selena cassettes because these actually sold first. And that's almost $20 a piece. And I probably got them for 50 cents each. And yeah, these ones are the more popular ones because I think all 3 of them are just, greatest hits. More Selena, you can never have enough.
So Kathy want to know, when you say beat up hat, do you clean it? Nope. There are a segment of the population that loves beat to death hats. Stained, disgusting. It's weird, but You sell what the audience likes. Now, here's what's weird. I didn't have a cassette sale. I told my wife last night, I go, crap, I don't have one for this week. Cha-ching. That's how it works. You just put it out to the universe and it comes back. So Refused is a punk band. This is not one of their better releases. And I bought 2. It took a while. And I had this on a half off sale because I'm like, okay, it hasn't been up like a Debbie 14 years, but it's been up like over a year. So I'm like, let's get this gone. So that sold and away it went. So let's get those cassettes because they will make you lots of money. Oh, hey, before I mention this, hey, Swoop, will you hit me up on Facebook? Will you send me a message? I want to talk to you about a couple things, and I'm glad you popped in. Hey, Swoop. I put this on for Beau. I don't know if Beau likes Mandalorian or the baby, but this record is shaped. So if you can't tell, this record ain't round. Here's the edges of, oops, stop that. There's the edges of the record. It is shaped
that is so cool.
like the pod that the child floats in. There's the back of it, so you can see the shape even better. I bought it directly from the Disney store, sold it on eBay, and made a profit. So you just got to know where to hunt sometimes.
That's super cool.
And the big thing is know where to hunt when they're having a sale. You get that big sale email, you're like, time to shop.
Yeah.
Time to shop. And now we go from flipping cassettes to flipping CDs. Now, I did pop this into the Thrifting Board the night it happened, but the closing ceremonies, I heard a cha-ching, and we weren't watching them yet. So the cha-ching didn't mean anything to me. We waited till there was about an hour in, then we started watching so we could skip the commercials. And a band called Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra was playing the closing ceremonies, and I had a Tokyo Ska CD that had been on Amazon for 10 months. And of course, someone watched the closing ceremonies and had to go buy a Tokyo Ska CD. So, you know, we talk about when famous singers die, people go buy their music, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. A band played the closing ceremonies and people went out and bought their CDs. See? Easy peasy. I did spend $10 and I did sell it for $35.
Nice.
All right. So speaking of dead people, unfortunately, Dusty Hill from ZZ Top passed away a couple of weeks ago. About 3 days ago, Aaron, I went, oh crap, I have a ZZ Top box set. Now, it was on Amazon, but not all eyes are on the same platform. So that night, I realized that I said, all right, I'm going to go get it. So I walked down the office, I got it, I took pictures, and then I listed it on eBay and Discogs, and it sold on eBay the next morning for $100. Awesome. So I did pay 40, got 100, but don't forget, if you've got stuff, buy things that like someone died or someone became popular all of a sudden, get it up and get it listed. All right, this sold today, Aaron. Yay. Crystal Ball Prince. Now look, I spent $100. I sold it for $200. So when the smoke clears, I made 70 profit. So a couple things I want to point out. It has the date on the sticker 4/21. It has sat in a record store since April. I pulled it out of that record store in July in LA. So anybody in Southern California who's watching right now, you left $70 profit just sitting in the store because you didn't go look. Now,
that's crazy.
The other thing, Aaron, is I'm trying to corner the market. So I sold this one and shipped it. And I have this one. And I have this one. And I have this one. Yes, I'm cornering the market on Prince Crystal Ball. I keep buying them and they keep selling.
Did you buy them all for the same price, kind of?
So this one was only $25.
Okay.
And these two were at a record store, again, in LA for $80.
Nice.
And I'll sell them all for $200. Now, that $200 was my best sale, Aaron. No, I say no. $250. Here's a Prince box set I spent $90 on, sold for $250. So my profit on this was $115. So essentially, I spent $190, and then within like 2 weeks, I turned it into $180 profit.
Man, and that's crazy because his music is so popular, but I guess these are just so collectible.
Yep. So if you find the right one. So yeah, there is my great CD sales of the week. And I got something cool to announce coming up about that. So if you're not flipping media yet, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's easy money. Plus, once you learn how to ship one CD, you know how to ship them all because they're all the same shape. Am I forgetting something?
Hey, wait, hold up. Don't forget about me.
Whoops. Now it's time for Stacey's Budget Bin Scores. But first, it's her birthday. Yay!
Happy birthday.
She's at home on the couch. Happy birthday, honey. My wife is 56 years young today, so I just want to let everyone know my honey is birthday today. So wish her a big old happy birthday and give her a thumbs up today. Reach down there and give a thumbs up for Stacey's birthday, but she did a real good one. How about the Statler brothers sing country symphonies in E major? Like, who wants this? She picked it out of the dollar section at a store we love in Fullerton, California, and it sold this week for $30.
Awesome.
Yeah. So good job, honey. I love Stacey is my best thrifting partner, but when I married her, she was my worst. So it's amazing how as you're with a spouse, they grow, because she didn't like thrifting. Now she loves the hunt.
Yeah.
So,
that's the funnest part.
Yep. But they're not all winners. And now it's time for our duds of the week. Do not let our mistakes be yours.
All right, so we love Build-A-Bear. We pick it up a lot, and we pick up the clothes all the time. But actually on Pop Shop Live, we've been selling so many Hello Kitty things, but I think this particular shirt is oversaturated. It was probably sold by the thousands, and we just can't really give it away. I've sent many $7 offers, and it just really hasn't been worth our time. So that's the only reason why it's a dud.
Michelle's looking for the Prince 1999 CD for $5. Aren't we all? Oh, I got about 40 of these underneath the guest bed upstairs.
Oh my gosh, I have 10 of them. You can see 10 available. Do not buy these. I'm like, wow, the thrift store has so many of them, and they're only $1.25. Not a single hit, except the hit on me. So, I mean, I got them really cheap, and who knows? They might go to somebody someday, but
they'll end up in your next garage sale. I'm telling you right now.
Exactly.
All right, so we did talk about Guitar Tab books, and I actually sold 2 in the last 2 days that were really good. Those will be next week. But this one, I only paid $5, so I did make money. And then he would say, "Why is it in your duds?" Because I had it on Amazon for 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. I moved it to eBay, and it took about 2 months to sell. So look, we were pressing out on 3 years. That is way too long to turn a book, you know. So you got to work your stuff a little better. So I made money, but it took too long to get a return on my money. And where are my nerds at? I think I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I think this is a cool Doctor Who shirt, and I've never even had a good offer on it, or maybe even an offer on it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool shirt, but nothing. Medium, men's. So, you know, ladies, you can fit into it. Nice shirt, whatever. But I'll tell you what, offer me $12. I'll take it. Please, please. Tiki Pug music. Where are my nerds at? Come on now. Where are my nerds at? And now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Stuff Go? If you are not shipping internationally, you are leaving out 7.3 billion with a B potential customers. And that was Debbie in that little opening graphic. And Debbie's been a little under the weather, but she's at home in the chat. So everyone say hi to Debbie and wish her well, please. Okay, oops, I got it backwards. I'll go first. Okay, this isn't exotic where it went because Iron Maiden's from England, but I love when things go back home. I love when Hawaiian shirts go to Hawaii, and I super duper love when Iron Maiden CDs go to England because it feels like, yes, there's something good in the world today. It went back home. So I'm a nerd for crap like that.
This was just super random. I actually just had this DVD that I picked up from a thrift one day to watch, and I didn't watch it. And I'm like, no one's going to want it. I seriously thought no one would want it because the solds were not that high. But someone in Ireland wanted it. So it was worth listing, and it was easy because I just scanned it. And yeah, I thought that was just kind of, it's always so random, isn't it? Like a horror DVD going to Ireland. Like, I don't know. It's fun.
But see, people want our music and our movies all over the world. So don't forget that. And now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. What to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
All right, so Matthew is our shipping guru because I'm not home to do the shipping, but I do order the supplies. I help with ordering the supplies, and it has been so nice not buying ink. So highly, highly recommend getting a thermal printer. I know this has been said many, many times. In fact, we bought it because probably less than a year ago, someone mentioned there was a coupon, and so we bought it right then and there, and it's just so awesome.
So Beau and Jennifer have that. Yeah, look, I've had mine before Rollo even existed. I've had mine for about 8 years. And think of the amount of shipping labels I've shipped in 8 years with no ink.
Right.
So it seems like it's a little bit of an expensive thing, but it really isn't. But man, once you haven't had to buy ink for 8 years, holy crap. Okay. So Susan Deal found this, what looks like a Trader Sam's from Disneyland Tiki Bowl. Unfortunately, it's a bootleg. And so we let her know it was a bootleg, and she goes, hey, do you want it? I go, well, actually, I'm teaching a class in February, and it's about collecting. So I talk about bootlegs, and she goes, let me send it to you as a present. I said, well, let me pay for it. She goes, I paid $30 at auction. I'm like, yikes. And she's like, nope, I don't want no money. I don't want your shipping. I want to thank you for all you've done for everybody, but I want to share her shipping. Okay, so here it is. But look how amazing this is. Oh, I'm going to make me big. Hold, please. Look how amazing this is. Start unwrapping here with the loop.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
talk about amazing packing and going above and beyond.
That is fun.
That is incredible. So I had to save it for the show. So I've had this for over a week, but I'm like, oh, I got to save this. So she saran it so the bubble would stay on real nice and tight. So there we go. There's a saran. And she uses a tape different color than the air bubble so you can see the tape. So that's always a bonus.
Good tip.
And then another round of bubble. And then some brown paper. Oh, a lot of brown paper. Oh, more brown paper. All right. And there it is. Now, I'm going to talk about, I got the real one right here. I'm going to talk about why it's fake when we get our guests back in, because I want Beau to learn at an early age that there are some things out there that are not as they seem. So we're going to save that part. But Susan, thank you for sending it to me. I will use it to teach people. And as a thank you to Susan, if you want to buy some cool stuff, she is Susan in PGH. So Susan in Pittsburgh. So go over and check out the cool stuff in Susan's store right there. Look at that blanket. Woo!
Ooh, that's amazing.
So thanks, Susan. And Susan, INPGH. All righty. What do we got next? Oh, this is what's next. And now it's time for the Thrifty Tips of the Week. Little tips and tricks to help you out when you're outsourcing.
All right, so I just showed the Chanel score from an estate sale bathroom, and this sold this week for $18 that I got at another estate sale. And I just actually really liked how the bottle looked. So yeah, don't skip the bathroom. Normally you can't potty in estate sale bathrooms, but
I do.
but I do. You can just do some digging. But they usually, I mean, a lot of times there is a lot of just junk, like hotel soaps that haven't been used. But like when you find the right bathroom, you find the right.
Susan's in the chat. So Susan, thank you for sending it over. I will be using it just to teach everybody, and go buy something from Susan. Susan in PGH. Hey, where's your brother? I haven't seen him in the chat.
Oh, he's at an Alanis Morissette concert tonight.
Oh, because I'm like, it's not like your brother to not be in the chat. He's always in the chat, no matter if you're here or not.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where's your brother?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to the same concert tomorrow. So,
so that Prince box set that I picked up for $90 and sold for $250. This is the glass display cases that are scattered throughout Amoeba Records in Hollywood. And I don't have the full picture of the right one, but when you walk in the store, right away, the first thing you see is a glass display case at the corner of the counter where you ring out. Now, what I did was, because I knew I was going to Amoeba 2 days in a row, instead of standing there and looking everything up, I took pictures of everything in the corner display case. And then that night when I was back in the hotel room with my wife, I looked up everything and seen if anything was a deal. Nothing was. And so I shouldn't have looked back in the display case because I just looked everything up. But as I walked into the store on day 2 and I glanced in there, I'm like, they changed everything. There was nothing that they had that night. They changed out everything from that day, and it was all new stuff.
Wow.
So the tip is, if you go to a store 2 days in a row and they have kind of display cases, they might have changed it in the between. So definitely stick your head in there, because I bought that that box set for $90 and sold it for $225. So if I hadn't looked, I would have missed that.
Good tip.
No, I don't normally go 2 days in a row, but I was that time. So. And now it's time for our online selling tips of the week. It doesn't matter if you're selling on Etsy, Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, or eBay. These are little tips and tricks to help you when you're selling.
So yours kind of leads into mine, because Matthew gave me this tip and I loved it. We've recently gone to Depop, and in Depop, if you're on the desktop, you can rearrange your store so that it has a fresh look to it. So it kind of reminds me of, I've always been told when you have an antique booth, every once in a while move items around so it looks fresh to people, because people will save your store and come back, frequently, infrequently, doesn't matter, but they might only scroll down halfway. And then if you rearrange it, maybe they'll see something that's new when it's really not new. So I thought that was a great tip.
Yeah. And it's kind of like that display case in real life.
Yeah.
I am sure they change them out all the time, because people do come in multiple days. And so now I'm really going to be more attuned to that, because I found a great steal. Okay. We're back for my tip, we're back to the Prince box set yet again, because the tip is, you got to find the right platform. Now, not everyone can sell CDs on Amazon. However, we all can sell on Depop and Mercari and Posh and Etsy. And so just because you're good at eBay doesn't mean your item belongs there. Here is the going rate for that CD box set on eBay. They took an offer of less than 100, 75, 79, 142, and 128. So I averaged it out. It was $102 an average, and I sold the same thing for $250 on Amazon.
Nice. So you could have sourced on eBay.
Yes. So I should be buying these $75 ones. So just make sure, the tip is, make sure that your product's on the right platform for the absolute most money. Don't just put it on eBay because you think you should. Make sure it's the right way to go. Whoops. And now it's time for Unseasonably Sold. What did you sell out of season? Okay, I wanted to show just the plate first. I mean, the picture frame, so I can say, Beau, give me some earmuffs, cover your ears. What the F? What the F is this? Because who would look at this and think anything besides nope?
I know. Okay. Yes. Me too. And
$76 for that 2001 picture frame?
Yes. Not only is it 20 years old, but if you look at the star, there's a little bit of sticker damage because that was gold. And it looks like, no offense, that, it doesn't look, I don't know, it has a certain look to it. It looks homemade or something, like a hobbyist piece, or I don't know, like someone made it at a country fair. I don't know. But no offense. But I looked it up, and that is the low end of these exposures frame. Seriously, they sold for $150. As you can see, we listed it almost at $100 before. So yeah, look up odd things. That I don't know why that stuck out to me. Maybe I just look at too many things, but I was surprised, and yeah, it sold, really recently. So
yeah, so congrats. But I would have never looked at this in a million years.
I know.
Because when you see these dated things like this, they're like, no one cares. Yeah, that dated sometimes are tough stuff. Look at that. Becky Joyce didn't know that about Depop. So boom, Aaron, you're teaching people right there.
Hey,
and
Becky.
oddly, I think the first time ever since we started the segment, I don't have anything out of season this week.
Oh,
so that's very weird. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Now it's time for the feedback of the week.
This is one of the biggest compliments you can receive. They said you can tell these people care about their business, and we do. And that was just really, really sweet. Yeah, that's all. It kind of speaks for itself. So that's really nice to hear. You don't hear that a lot. You know, they went out of their way to give that feedback. And so that meant a lot, and I appreciate it.
See, Craig would have put his Thrift of Hall of Fail. See, like none of us would have picked that up. So you got some special skills. Okay, this is a rarity. So I said sometimes they're plain weird. Not that what the sentiment is weird, but I got a feedback before I ship the item. Okay, so check this out. I'll read it. Buyer's note. Thanks so much for all the shout outs, Jason. I'm the one who was in Matthew's feedback on your last show, and you told me to have a good night. I'll keep watching on my overnight lunch. I was thinking that I've bought from your mom, but I haven't bought anything from the master. Health, wealth, happiness, and lots of cha-chings. My husband, Basilio, is going to love this shirt. Blessings, Tracy. P.S. I don't do social media.
Love that.
So how great that you're the host and, you know, all tied together. And so I hope you do love the shirt. I hope I'm not ruining a surprise. And Tracy, I hope lunch is good tonight. But please join us on social media, because even if you don't want to be known that you're on social media, you can make somebody that you aren't on Facebook.
That's true.
If you want to message me back through eBay, I'll teach you. I'll get you on social media if you don't want anyone to know. So thank you very much. That was very sweet when you get a nice, like, you got the message afterwards. I got the message beforehand. So
that's so nice.
The things that make us go, wow.
Aww.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of housekeeping, and then we'll get our guests back in here. They got questions for us. We've got questions for them. Let me clean out that and that and that. Hey, what's this?
Hey, so we've done 5 Pop Shop live sales, and we've been having a blast on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central. We're going to try something new next week, so we would love to have some familiar faces from Thrifty Business pop in. Even if you just want to see what Pop Shop is about. Jason sold CDs once. You can really sell whatever you want. We've been selling a lot of plush, and we actually had a Goodwill Blue Box of plush that I can't believe we haven't opened it in like 3 months. So we were saving it kind of for like a YouTube video, but we decided we were going to open it up live, and if people were interested, sell it right then and there. So I don't know, just an experiment, and just to have fun. And you can use the code PETEST to find us. I think some people think when I say use the code PETEST, they think you have to pay, and that's like a promo code, but that's just to find whatever seller you're looking for. And we are Pete's Treasures on YouTube. We would love to have you subscribe. We are so close to 500. So yeah, we do a lot of thrift hauls, kind of like I've been sharing on Thrifty Business all the time, and on the BOLO document. I like to show what we like to get when we thrift, and I like to vlog and do other fun YouTube type stuff. So thanks, everybody.
Oops, I guess I need to pull my graphic down a little bit. All right, so I got something big coming up. I haven't done a contest in a while, and as you can see, I haven't done a class for everybody in a while. But I talked to my buddy John, who helps me do the back end stuff, and we got all kinds of good stuff coming up over the next 10 months. So coming up first in a couple weeks is a contest for anybody who's new to flipping CDs, cassettes, and records and gets my courses. It's going to be a pretty awesome prize. Something we have not done before. It came to me in the shower. So if you win, just remember I was naked when I thought of this. Naked and wet. All right. But it's going to be something fun. So stay tuned. And you look, every week you see how much crazy money I make on media. I want to help you do the exact same thing in your business. And this week, Mom doesn't even know yet because she was busy partying on a tiki barge today. We're going to talk about how to refresh your listings and increase your sales. Now, our good friend Becky Dick ends and relists, but you don't have to do that. And some swear by you just refresh. And there's about 5 different ways to refresh. So we're going to talk about those and just demonstrate it, show you live how to refresh. So that's going to be on Sunday. Now, normally I'd be like, okay, everybody, here's what's next Thursday. I got a line on about 4,000 VHS tapes and 1,000 cassettes, a couple states away. So if all goes well, I'll be flying to these couple states away, loading a truck and driving back. So next week is probably, now if I don't win, we'll have a show. If I don't win this, all these items, but I'm hoping I do win. And so we might not have a show next week because I might be driving a big old truck across a few states. So stay tuned, because if I don't have a show, I will have great stories to share with you when we're all done with this. because I got it's going to be amazing. So keep your fingers crossed that I win, please. All right, let's get our guests in here and see how they're doing 6 months in. And now it's time for the Thrifty Business special guest of the week. I am still I am out of order. This whole place is out of order. Hey, there they are. Mom and son thrifting fun, Beau and Jennifer. What's happening, guys?
Hey, we're excited to be here.
So before we get too far, and then we'll give your kind of brief catch up to everybody. What's this picture of? Where are you guys at?
Oh, we decided to do a little vintage fair that's in a town about a half an hour south of us. It's really cute little college town, and they have lots of antique shops and thrift shops. So we set up a booth and had all of our stuff out there. It was in April. It was very cold and rainy. That's why we look a little wilted in that photo. But it was fun. So they are doing another one in the fall, and we decided we would give it another try. I just got yesterday our approval that we were going to be doing. We got approved to set up there.
Nice. All right. So Aaron, you weren't my co-host 6 months ago. My mom was. For those of you who didn't see the episode, Beau and Jennifer decided to do. They were looking to do something together to earn a little bit extra money, and of course, to teach someone young like Beau. Beau, how old are you right now?
11.
11. To teach someone 11 years old the power of making money for yourself and the worth of making money and how to invest and turn it. When I was 10, I had 2 jobs. I was a dual income 10-year-old. So I've known all my life. I've hustled all my life. And so to see Beau do it and have Beau and Jennifer on 6 months ago was great. But before them, we had a mother-daughter team. And when I reached back out for the follow-up, or when Debbie reached back out, the mother's like, oh, no, she's on to 17 things since then. She doesn't want to do eBay no more. So when we reached out to Beau and Jennifer, they're like, yep, we're still doing it. So they are 6 months into selling now. It was 1 week when we met them. Now it's 6 months. And why don't you catch us up? And then we've got questions for you. You got questions for us. How's those 6 months been?
Want to do it, or
I'll let you start.
Okay. Well, we went a little bit. I will say me probably more than him. Went a little bit of sourcing happy. So in the beginning, we did a lot of thrifting, and in the spring, early summer, we kind of slowed down, just listing things at all. Now we have picked back up. My motivator is about a month ago, we had to get a new car and a new refrigerator within a matter of days. So that's my motivation now. And we have bins full in our garage. So we are moving right along.
Yeah. An immediate need like a new car is always a motivator. I was talking to a buddy today who was selling some mugs, and he took all the pictures like this, holding the mugs in his hand. I go, dude, what is up? Don't you own a table? And I said, hey, you're parting with a lot of rare mugs, and they have a cat that they love dearly, and it needs some surgeries. And so when you're in that need, you're like, okay, I gotta hustle because I got my cat surgery. I need a new car.
Yeah.
I need to buy a pineapple shirt with maraschino cherries on it. Real emergency.
Yes.
So. Was it what you expected over the last 6 months?
I would say so.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Yeah, we've enjoyed it, and we've been learning a lot. So I think slowing down in the middle was not good for us, but we had a lot going on. So it's nice that doing this is flexible like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's the joy of this job is, of course, you'd like it to move 24/7, but something arises and you just got to put it on pause. You can't put a job like Aaron's a teacher. He can't be like, hey, principal, I'm just going to pause for this week. I'm just not going to be around. Is that cool?
Right. I wish.
Yeah, that just does not work. And so, you want to always keep making money, but if you have to pause, you can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Beau, the first question I wrote down for you is the first episode. I asked you, "What'd you learn?" Okay, what'd you learn this episode?
Well, to look at things that you would not expect, like that picture frame.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Boom.
expect that.
Now, most 11-year-olds wouldn't grasp that. So, well done, sir.
Mhm. That's true.
I was laughing the other day. We were sitting down and we were discussing profit margins and like how many 11-year-olds know what to take into account and figure that out. So he's done a good job.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, what grades do you teach?
Currently kindergarten through 5th grade. So elementary music.
Oh, fun.
And when you're in front of all these kids every day, I'm assuming you see ones and you know that kid don't pay attention at all, but that kid's determined.
Yeah.
And that kid's focused and that kid's going to make something because you can see it in him. Because I could see that in Beau the first time we talked. He was already had this, mindset of, I want to earn money because he was saving money to do something. We'll find out if he did it in a minute. But I figured Aaron would be a good co-host because you're with that age bracket all day long.
Right. Right. And, just like adults are different, kids are different too. So even the kids that you think aren't listening or, understanding the material, they really are in their own way. So like, that's kind of cool about thrifting and how flexible it is because it's kind of a weird analogy, but like the things that you don't think you're going to make money do. And I think that's what makes it fun. And it keeps it fun. So like when we saw that picture frame, I just look up the most random things because you never know what's going to be the next thing you look out for, which is why I kind of like the BOLO list and why I'm passionate about it because it makes it not boring because, you have the things that you go to all the time and then you're like, okay, well, what is there in the picture frame aisle? Because I would never find anything in the picture frame aisle. So, now I have something I can look for. But yeah, so, yeah, I just applaud the fact that you're doing it. It's fun.
All right. So you said 6 months ago you were saving to build a craft shed.
Yes.
Which is way better than a she shed.
I still kind of am. I've kind of gotten away from it because I've decided it's a little expensive. So now I'm just kind of saving for whatever comes along.
Now, look, you're only 5 short years away from driving. So could you be saving for a nice ride?
Yes.
Yeah, he did mention that to me.
Because I don't know about you, Aaron, but I for sure did not start at 11 preparing for my first car.
No, I wanted Pokemon cards.
Yeah. And so when I got my first car, it was whatever my, I think, $800 would get me. So if you started now, Beau, you might have the flyest ride in the parking lot of school.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
I kept telling him he was going to drive mine that just died. It was 12 years old. So I think he's glad that happened.
Yeah, we talked about this last time too. Pam's talking about schools don't teach us things, and talking with Beau last time. Yeah, schools never teach you finance and the meaning of a dollar. Look, music and English and math and history are great and needed, but where is the hey? You see so many people, like you see so many pro sports figures who come out of college and go into the pros and make a lot of money, and they're broke 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And bands. If you know the band Fall Out Boy, they made a few albums. They had huge hits. They took a break, and they were all bankrupt. And so they had to get back together to make some money because that's their only skill set. And now they're okay. But if you don't get taught that, you just like, oh, money comes in, I just spend it. I did. Beau, are you saving it in a pocket, in a piggy bank, or in a checking account?
Checking account.
Nice. Look at that, Aaron. I didn't do that when I was 11.
Yeah, I didn't have a checking account when I was 11. I had a savings that I couldn't touch.
Yeah. So, are you making weekly deposits, bi-weekly deposits? How often are you dropping some money in there, Beau?
Well, she's the one putting it in there, so I guess whenever I sell something, it goes into it.
Yep.
So are you guys keeping things separate? So Jennifer, you found this, and then Beau, you found that, or how does the separation work?
Yeah, he does use some of his money to purchase the items that he sells. So they all go up on our, on Mom Son Thrifting Fund, but he gets the profit from his, and I get mine, and then I buy all of the supplies and everything that we need. Yeah. But he actually spends his money thrifting.
Amazing. So Brian, how'd you jinx the thumbs up? We got 50, 51. Give Stacey a thumbs up for her birthday. Give Debbie a thumbs up for being back in the producer seat. Give Beau a thumbs up for being a kick-ass kid, and give Jennifer a thumbs up for being a kick-ass mom, and give Aaron a thumbs up for being a kick-ass teacher.
Oh, thank you. And I wanted to ask, Beau, what is the favorite item that you've ever thrifted?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Or
there's so many things that haven't been listed yet.
Can I show you what your favorite item is, Beau? I can show you.
Okay.
Because look where it sits. Right on my wife's desk. Right. So if you didn't see it last time, I bought that from Beau. Aaron bought that from Beau.
I got this.
So yeah, I was sitting in my wife's office today. I'm like, ooh, smile. I'm gonna take a quick picture now for this tonight. Because I bought that from Beau and Jennifer. So there you go.
Oh, that's fun to see it there.
But going back to Aaron's question, what's the best thing you thrifted that you kept?
Oh.
Ooh.
You have kept stuff.
I have.
He's on the spot.
or category. What's your favorite type of thing? Or like you said, plush, right? Okay, plush.
I think the things that I've kept, my favorite was probably the Kobras.
Yeah, he kept the two of them, right? The boy and girl both for himself.
What were they?
Oh, these things.
Oh, those. Okay.
Yeah.
Rick's got a great chat. So, Beau, are you fully comprehending what kind of profit margin you're achieving? So, if you spend $2 in an item, are you thinking in your head it has to sell for at least this much to be worth my time?
Kind of. Like if I find something, say it's like $2, and I'll only be making like $3, I probably won't get it.
So he does comps, and
probably to at least make at least $6 or $7 on an item.
That's good.
All right, so he's got his minimum threshold. I mean, I didn't have that for the first 15 years of selling. I was on stage at an eBay event where they were interviewing me as like the seller to talk to. And it was me and Griff, and he was asking me some questions about profit margins and keeping track. And back then I didn't really keep so much track and knew my margins. And he goes, I'm shocked you're successful. I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants. All my stuff's dialed in nowadays. Nowadays I can say everything. But back then I was like, yeah, I just buy stuff and I sell it. We'll work it out later,
Yeah, he definitely will look things up, and he'll put it back if he thinks it's not worth the time and effort to get that online and listed.
And see, that's something that's hard to teach. You know, when I first taught my folks, I put my dad in the t-shirt section. I said, okay, pick out the good stuff. And I went back through it and I found all these good t-shirts. I go, why'd you skip these? And he goes, well, I don't like those. I go, that's not how this works. You find the things that customers like, not what you like. Who gives a crap about what you like? And so for Beau to have that thought, especially as an 11-year-old, to say, okay, not enough margin, I'm putting this back. Because most kids just want to buy whatever. I did. I'm sure you did, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean,
based on watching you guys collect tiki stuff now, I'm assuming you were that same way as a kid.
Yeah. Once you have a good sale on something that you normally like, it becomes something you like because you're like, wow, that just made a lot of money. I want to find it again.
We've enjoyed watching, videos and learning about different things, and we use the BOLO List. And
awesome.
Yeah, those are really good. And you kind of get excited about things you don't know about. So there's a lot of learning involved.
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys use it.
Mm-hmm,
I love that.
And that's a lesson for everyone. Not even 11-year-olds, because I know there's people watching right now that are like, I don't know my numbers. And you should. You don't have to drill it down to the penny, but you should at least have a working knowledge of, okay, I spent this much. Yeah, because like Beau said, if I'm spending $2 and I'm only going to make 3, that ain't worth my time. I got to at least triple it to make it worth my time. And anything beyond that's even better. So you should have those thoughts. You shouldn't just go purchase. Now, that brings me to Jennifer, because you said you had a little bit of addiction when you first started sourcing.
Yeah.
Has that tailed off, or are we looking for a new storage shed?
It happened.
Well, we have a tiny house and a big garage, and we have a lot of stuff in the garage. But, I think at first I was excited about all the different categories and stuff we were learning about and to find it. And where we live on the south side of Indianapolis, we have a lot of thrifting opportunities, and it was kind of like retail therapy, and it was good. It was fun, but we have slowed that way down. We haven't been to like a Goodwill or a bin store in quite a while. I've done a couple of estate sales and some yard sales this summer, but that's it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'll go through stages where I'll over thrift, and then I'm in the like purge state where like I'm going without for a while. But I kind of do the same thing. Whenever I go without a thrift store for a long time, I do like to hit up the estate sales, because I tend to not get as much at estate sales, but I'm still getting to hunt for things, and it's so much fun. So,
and at least what we're finding is we do have a lot of Goodwills and the bin stores I really like, and we have 3 around us.
We found most of our stuff at the bins.
We found a lot of good stuff, yeah. But the estate sales and the yard sales, their prices are so good. I mean, we got to one and we were there. We got there at opening, but they had let people in the night before, so there was still good stuff that was gone. But there were, oh my gosh, I think I went back 3 times that day. But I only spent $23, and I came away with 3 big IKEA bags full. So,
wow.
How can you pass that up?
All right, so we got a couple good questions. So for sure, first, Michelle asked, what's the BOLO list?
So the BOLO list is, if you type in BOLO Beach in the Thrifting Board, it'll pull up every week. Me and Matthew come up with 1 or 2 categories that we haven't done before. I think we're up to 30. And there's a link to the document in each posting. Matthew does the beautiful thumbnail. You can contribute. It's a give and take kind of thing. Eventually, you might find a category that you know a lot about, or maybe it's your favorite category. Like Halloween was a few weeks ago when we had, I think, Stephanie on. What's her name, Stephanie? And she shared a bunch of Halloween items. So I added those items to the BOLO list, and it's just good tips and tricks. Half of the time it's just like descriptions, like plastic popcorn decorations. It's not a particular brand, but it's something that sells in the category. So it's just kind of a working database we're working on, adding to it each week. So I think the last category was hardware, which we haven't gotten a lot of contributions to. So if you sell hardware, we would love to know what hammers sell. I think Timothy, a previous guest, sells hammers. So I think that's what made me think of hardware. So anyways, it's fun.
This is in my group, the Thrifting Board. So if you're not in the Thrifting Board, come join us. Yes. I was sending someone over there today. I'm like, look for my July 4th art. I was lazy and haven't changed it. And since we're on the verge of Labor Day, we'll just keep the red, white, and blue up through Labor Day. Then we'll go to fall. But yeah, that's the BOLO list. Okay. And then Kathy said, Beau, do you do any of the packing and shipping of the items?
I help her gather the stuff from the garage, and then I write the letters. Sometimes she'll show me what I need to do, and then I'll do it. But a lot of the time she packages it.
Yeah, usually he helps me. Like today we needed 2 hands on something it was fragile, and we put little handwritten thank you notes in all of ours, so he does those a lot for us. And we live like a 2-minute drive from the post office, so we like to take our stuff there. So he often will go and drop it off. So I tries to have him participate in all the steps.
Awesome. It's something that you should do a little bit more about, because was just talking to somebody the other day that of all the things that we do, me and you and Aaron and everyone and Pam and Elisa and Swoop in the chat, the shipping is the most convoluted thing we do because it is easy to find a cool item. Once you know how to take a picture, that's easy. Listings, easy-ish. But the shipping is, oh my gosh, they're going next door, across the country, around the world, first class, priority, medium. Like, once you know it, you know it. So the more you do, the more you're like, yep. Because I don't ship much. My team does. And so when we have something really weird shaped, I'll come out and then I'll just knock out I'll make a box from scratch and I'll build like a cage around it and pool noodles. And my assistants, although they've seen it a bunch of times, they're like, it's amazing how you come out here and put no thought into ahead of time and just like construct something. And I'm like, yeah, I get that part from my father because he does the same thing. So I would definitely work on the shipping because you never know, Beau, too, in the future. You might not do this forever, but you might have a job someday where you're going to have to move some stuff around the world and the country. My dad worked in Diamond Tools and he had to ship all the time. And he wasn't the shipping department, but when clients needed something specific, he had to know how to ship right. So, you know, that's a skill that might come in handy. It might not. You might be a pilot of an airliner and you ain't going to worry about shipping nothing but yourself and your passenger. But I would keep up with it because it is a little tricky. And so the more you know, the better you'll be.
Yeah.
And you'll be good at wrapping Christmas presents. Like,
Yeah, good point.
All right. So you had a few questions for us. So hit us.
You ever get your backpack?
No, not yet. So the first one is about shipping. Shipping a listing. When we are creating our listing, I think we both struggle with, do we do calculated shipping or do we do flat rate, and how to decide which is the best? Because we're kind of in the middle of the country. We're in Indiana. And I don't know how that affects that. So I guess I would like to hear what you two have to say about how you decide that.
So Aaron will know my answer, but I don't know exactly know Aaron's. So let's hear what Aaron has to say.
okay, this is technically Matthew's answer because he's the shipper, but I took some notes.
Whoa, you just drove over him with a bus before you said anything.
Yeah, so if you don't like this, my opinion is his. I'm just kidding. Okay, we use a lot of calculated because the randomness, I wouldn't say randomness, the diverse nature of what we sell is not a standardized type of thing. So we use mostly calculated so the buyer knows a little bit more of what it's going to cost them. Did I do good?
Yeah, we know.
Oh, and so we know about what it's going to cost. So we found that calculated gets us closer to the actual shipping cost, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
I'm about to tell you the opposite.
Oh, I knew it.
Now, Aaron and Matthew, you guys are in the Secret Beach. Have you ever watched my shipping one where I explain how everything is just a brick of weight?
Yes.
Because if you look at your items as a brick of weight, this isn't a breakable tiki mug. This is a 2-pound brick of weight. This isn't a Prince CD. It's a 4-ounce brick of weight. So you never think about your items as the items. You think about what their weight is. And so what I do is, okay, if we're shipping a pound domestically and it's not media, here's what we do. That same pound internationally, here's what we do. 2 pounds, 3 pounds. We never talk about the items as the items, just their weight. Now, I keep track of what I charge for shipping and what it cost shipping. At the end of every single month, the minimum I've made from shipping is $200. With calculated, you can't make much money. And so my prices are competitive. My shipping prices are competitive, but I make $200 to $250 a month. And that $200 covers all my packing material, all my peanuts, all my bubble wrap, all my envelopes. And so, and I don't have a lot of complaints, and I sell a lot of stuff.
True. That's good too.
So there's both sides of the coin. Yeah.
We've made a lot of money using pirate ship, so yeah. we still leave room somehow to make money, especially if it goes overseas. So yeah.
Now look, Brian says he makes a lot of money with calculated, but here's the problem with calculated. You have to sit down as you're listing and figure out the weight, the height, the length, and so because I've sold 1,000 tiki mugs this shape, I know them already. We don't got to think about it because we've sold a mug that shape. We just got to grab the listing from that last mug of that shape. Price is already plugged in, and we move on. We spend zero time unless it becomes a Peggy item, unless it's a water ski or a TV VCR. Then we will sit down and figure it out. But a pair of jeans, a CD, a record, a DVD, they're all the same things we shipped a million times. We don't ever have to think about it. So when you do the calculator, you got to plug everything in. That's too much work for me. That's where I'm lazy. I'm like, I ain't plugging nothing in.
So, but what about the size? Do you take that in?
Yeah, we only pause when it's something out of whack, a water ski. But every pair of jeans, men's jeans, it's going to be in the same packaging and the same weight and the same size. So to sit and figure it out each individual time, to me, is a waste of time. Okay? Like, you guys have a lot on the smaller side stuff. I'm looking at your store. And so those all fit in. If they're going priority, they're all fitting in the cube. The priority cube is 7x7x6, or you can buy the brown one a little bit bigger from eBay, 8x8x8. And so I already know those measurements. I already know the weight. And so, but that definitely comes with repetition. I've been doing it 22 years. 6 months is still very green at this. Yeah. But 22 years, I don't think nothing of shipping. You know, I it's in there and I'm done. So yeah, as Junk and Data Girl says, I pay attention if it's over 18 inches. Yep.
Okay.
Because that's when you get into dimensional weight, and then you got to really worry. Not that you have to worry, but you got to pay attention. But anything that you shipped 1,000 times, you shouldn't have to think about it. You should be able to be like, boom, it's $5. Boom, it's $9.
And we're starting to sell more clothes and things that have more standardized, you know. And plush is pretty standardized for us. So yeah. This was a
great question. All right.
Yeah, great question.
So we have a handful of items that have had lots of views and have a fair number of watchers on them. We've sent out offers every time they become available, and they're still not selling. And some of them were among the first things that we listed. So we've made sure they're competitively priced and try to have good pictures and descriptions. I can't quite figure out, if we have this many watchers and sending out offers, why are they not selling? What can we do better?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you look at their titles are right on. They're good. They're full. All the words are right. So nothing to change there. But I think a lot of these watchers are probably other sellers who have the same item. They're waiting for yours to sell to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one that I think it's in this one that particularly we have had a lot of activity on, but it just doesn't sell, is that there's a little house. It's one of Beau's items. They're at the bottom. It's the Davidson, the Williamsburg house. Mm-hmm. The number of views, and we've lowered the price even. So you think those watchers are
okay? Here's what you do: you're lowering the price. Try upping the price.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay.
A lot of people have had success with, okay, I got 6, 10, 15, 20 watchers and no one's biting, and they up the price and then someone bites. It's the nuttiest thing, but that's what I would try, upping the price.
Okay.
Yeah, because Delta is a good brand. I think I've shared those little liquor houses before. Uh-huh. Is that a liquor house? The chimney? Is that, or it's just a house figurine?
I think this is just a house.
Just, okay.
This is just a house, yeah.
Just a house. Yeah, because not all watchers are like looking to actually buy it. I know I watch things all the time as a way to bookmark it, like in case they go extra low one time. I think you're already halfway there with actually sending offers. A lot of people don't send offers. And yeah, so I want to applaud you for sending lots of offers. And yeah, I like that tip about raising the price. I've never heard that before, but you know, with the metrics, maybe that kicks it up into a more, you know, regular bracket that it usually sells in. So that's a good tip.
And some people have the mentality of, oh crap, I was watching when I was 12, now it's 15. I better hurry up and get it.
Yeah.
You know, that might be the prod that buyer needs.
I never thought about that.
Yep. Perceived value.
Like the market's going up, so I better snag it now. Okay. That's a good tip. Mm-hmm. And sometimes things sit for a while. That's the cool thing about eBay, waiting for the right customer. So, yeah. sometimes just being patient and just listing other things while it sits. It's just the reality sometimes.
Yeah, we definitely need to get more in there. We keep just sticking it at about the same number because I'll list a lot of things and then we'll sell a bunch. And it's like a certain number seems to be the magic number that when things start slowing down for us. So.
Yeah.
So give that a try, and then let us know if anything sells after you did that.
Okay, we will do that.
Yeah.
Raise the price on that.
All right, what else you got for us? Then I got a couple things for you guys, and then we'll see some of your sales.
Okay. So I just have these prepared. So jump in if you have any questions. I've been spending time looking at the metrics, and so there are 3 categories that I feel like I don't still have a good working knowledge on, and that would be on the traffic, so conversion rates, click-through rates, and impressions. I want to understand those a little bit better.
So let me tell you the last time I looked at those.
So you don't think I like data, so
I'll go back to what
I'm
Griff
trying
said.
to-
I am shocked you're successful. Now, Aaron and Matt, do you guys look at those?
Okay, sometimes it's information overload. We don't it's good to know. It's good to look at every once in a while because you might find something that surprises you. But we don't go too hardcore. We'd rather spend our energy like other ways, listing on other platforms or like just getting inventory up there. But yeah, it can be information overload. As a teacher, there's so much that deals with data. And as a music teacher, I don't have to deal with data so much.
Yeah.
And I don't see how they can do it because it's just like, almost seems overkill sometimes with like how specific things can be. And yeah, I think looking at the overall picture is good enough for us.
Wait, we're supposed to look at those?
Right.
Yeah, going back to what we're trying to teach, Beau, it is important to know your numbers. But there are only so many hours in the day. And so last year I had my best year ever in 22 years. And this year I'm ahead of it by almost 20%. So there's a point where I'm like, okay, maybe if I looked at my numbers and pay attention a little bit, I might go up a little bit more. But I run out of hours every day anyway. And so things are going well. But you're new and I get why you want to look. But, here's your progression. You guys started in February. You had a nice spike. And then you had some family things to take care of. And then now you're coming back. So I would say to you, both of you, let's have this goal of September, October. Let's get it back to the March level.
Yeah.
Because November, December, it'll crush both those. It'll crush March and October then. So get it back up. And then boom, you'll crush it for the holidays. Because I did notice first episode, you had 51 listings. Now you got 137. That's great. 5 times the amount of listings. Now, the goal is, as you head in the holidays, let's double that at least. Let's have 250 going into the holiday, because here's what you're going to learn. The dumbest shit sells.
Like a picture frame from 2001.
Well, not even that. Like stuff you listed for 2 years. You're like, I guess no one likes this. Oh, crap. It just sold at Christmas.
Yeah.
And so people buy the nuttiest stuff at Christmas, and you're going to see that because it'll be your first one. So you want to get up, this is one of those times where you throw everything against the wall and hope it all sticks. Some won't, but the stuff that does, some of it will shock you. Beau, you're going to list something and go, man, I bought this. I thought it was a dud. And then it sold for $20 at Christmas. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so you want to be ready for that.
So fun when something like that actually sells. You're like, what? That sold? I was going to take it off,
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about a fake item for a bit, because in the world, there are a lot of fake items out there. Shoes, Pokemon cards, shockingly, and tiki mugs. And so when this mug was found, although it looked good, the lighter one is a fake. Because Disney will never not have a product that doesn't have all their info on it. So this is from Trader Sam's, the tiki bar at Disneyland. Now, it doesn't say Disneyland, but the bar at Disneyland is called the Enchanted Tiki Bar. The one in Disney World is called Grog Grotto. So right away, when we see Enchanted Tiki Bar, we know it's Disneyland. Copyright Disney, and they always change the glaze. Second edition. We have never seen one with nothing on the bottom before. So it is very odd. The weight's right and it looks pretty good, but this is made in a mold. There is no way for it to come out flat if it was made from the mold that Disney makes.
Right.
So here's the lesson I want you all to take from it. When you buy that item and it's told to you to be fake, okay, that's life. We're all going to buy a fake item. I was teaching a class in the Secret Beach. This is a Danzig record that I paid. Can we see it? $20 for. It is 100% a fake, and I'm the expert. Whoops. Yikes. I just blew $20 on a fake because I zoned out on paying attention. So it happens. So, Beau, when you buy that first fake, don't sweat it. Don't lose sleep over it. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. Don't even care. Because it's called life. And I'm in another group today. A guy listed a bootleg CD. I showed him it was a bootleg. And he's mad that the other 10 people who have the same CD listed, they haven't been busted yet. And so when you get a speeding ticket, while you're getting the ticket, 400 cars just drove by that are all speeding. And so if you're going to spend your life being mad at those 400 people, not a good way to live life. And so when you get busted, and he's wanted to talk about all day, you know how much that CD is worth? $8. So he is wasting so much time complaining that eBay didn't take those other ones off, and he's going to go report them. Like, go list more stuff. You've got to have legit stuff in your pile. You got busted with one fake $8 item. Move on. And he wants to appeal it. I go, what are you going to appeal? It's fake. It's not a legit item. There ain't nothing to appeal.
Yeah. Same thing with breaking something. Like when you.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
we haven't done
It
that.
happens. We all do it. It's
Aaron,
okay.
did you hear that? They've been doing it 6 months. They haven't broke nothing yet.
That is a good
Oh,
track
I'm
record.
sure we will.
Oh man, I'm gonna jinx you.
I think you just.
I'm sorry.
Oh, look at that. See, Linda is very excited that I bought a fake. And I like to, that's why I show my duds and I show this fake. I don't hide from my mistakes. I use them to teach everyone else because I've been collecting music for 48 years and I've been selling for 22 and I made a mistake. I made a $20 mistake. Yikes. And there's nothing to do now. I can't sell this without jeopardizing my selling anywhere. And if I try and sell it like locally or trade it in, they'll be like, Jay, this is fake. And I'm like, I know. Trying to recoup my $20, but there's no way to do it. So yeah, we've all broke stuff. And that was a good point, Aaron. Yeah. So when you break it, especially when you're on the way to the shipping table because it's sold, that's the worst time.
I broke something live on Pop Shot the other day. I had this big ceramic cat and it fell and the whole face blew apart. But it was just funny, and you just gotta laugh it off. Oh yeah.
But you apologize to the customer and you move on. It sucks. You're gonna feel bad inside, no matter if you're 11 or 51. But if you spend the whole day sulking about it, complaining on Facebook, it doesn't do you no good. Get back in the saddle. Beau, when life knocks you down, here's your biggest lesson: get back in the saddle immediately. Dust yourself off and keep on trucking. Because I lost a job when we were newly married. Wasn't sure how we were going to pay the bills. And the first 2 weeks, I sat on the couch for 2 weeks with the TV off and basically sucked my thumb. I was like 25 years old because I thought, what are we going to do? But I finally woke up one day and said, I got to figure out something. Went out, bought 20 CDs for $1 a piece. And then here we are today because of that 20 CDs. Wow. And so it's not about what knocks you down. It's about what you do after you get knocked down. So keep that up. I can learn to scratch albums and be a metal DJ. Well, we can try that because what am I going to do? It's a waste of $20. We can make some fun out of it, I guess. All right, let's look at some of your solds because you wrote notes. You have lessons on your duds. So tell us about your duds.
So this is the item that he helped me wrap today. This just went out today, and it was a dud because I thought it was so cute. And that was when I got this is when we were you were talking about cottagecore and farmcore. I'm like, I think this might fit in there. And so I was excited to see it. I knew it wasn't going to be a huge thing. And then I got it home and I didn't notice until I was taking the photos that the sheep has a missing ear. It blended in.
It's a Van Gogh.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
So that was a big boo-boo on my part, but I put it in the title and I put it in the description and I took a photo of it and somebody still bought it. Now I didn't make huge money on this, but I didn't mark it very high because I knew it had the missing ear.
I love that you used farm core. That shows that you're paying attention because that's great.
Oh, that was all because.
All right, so why is this one a dud?
Well, I got it at Goodwill and it was $1, and with free shipping, so it costs about $5 in total for everything. So I only really ended up making $1 or $2 off of it.
And this was an early thing, so we don't do free shipping anymore.
All right.
This was listed on there. So he thought it just wasn't worth his time after the fact.
But see, that's the lesson, though. You learned. You're like, oh, crap. I looked at my numbers. Didn't go so well. We got to fix something and alter things to make it go a little bit better. So that's what's great. All right, I did like why this is a dud, and I like the explanation. So let me make it a little bit bigger, and then we'll.
So in the beginning, I was like mug crazy. I just love them.
Same.
I just think they're adorable.
Yeah.
And so I had several in my car and I was off to the side looking at them. And I didn't realize that these were still in my cart. There were actually 6 of them and they all have, cute graphics and interesting things. But I didn't realize that I had gotten them because I had gotten several mugs that day. And this is for like a Boy Scout, Cub Scout camp near where we live. So it's a very specific audience, not something that somebody's probably going to be looking for anyway. Although if somebody wants those, if you're in Monroe County, Indiana, I have 6 mugs from there. So it was too specific and I might pull them down and I don't know, put them all together and try to do something locally that might be better, or just put them in a yard sale. They're cute, but it's too specific of an item, I think.
I love that. I was a Eagle Scout, actually made it all the way up to Eagle, but I think you just said something good, like sell it locally because you can find someone, and I like how you said put them together because I think a lot of those put together would be great. So yeah. I agree.
And it's a small investment, so I'm sure I hope I can get rid of it. But thank you.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson to pay attention to my cart.
So when we were filming Thrift Hunters, I would sneak stuff into Brian's cart all the time, and he would get home and look in his bag, and he's like, "What is this?" And he was so bad at that game. He would do it to me. But he would just put it on top of the cart. And as we're checking out, I go, I didn't pick this up.
Yeah.
Mine, I would bury it into like the 3rd level down of clothes. Yeah. So as it's getting rung up and bagged, he ain't even noticing. So that's the scale. All right. So Beau, before you sold this, did you blow a bubble and see how big your bubble was?
No.
Come on.
Yeah, this was one of Beau's find at an estate sale, right?
Yeah, so I only paid $1 for it, and it was plus shipping, so that means I made about $10 from it.
Well done.
So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And this was nice.
Yeah.
The feedback on this was nice. It's like, we've had a few of those where we're like, oh, you just feel good about like finding the item and matching, that somebody has been wanting, and that was kind of a feel good.
Yep. Get into the home it should have been in all along is always the best.
Yeah.
That is so
all right,
cute.
So Beau, what is this?
It's a Spookly the Pumpkin. She didn't know what it was.
I don't know what it is. Aaron, do you?
I have that book.
Okay. Well, Beau and Aaron, you can talk now.
Now, was it plus shipping or free? I think it was plus shipping, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it's plus shipping, and I only paid $1, and it sold for $19.99.
And fairly quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So quickly.
And so it's like $18. So
good profit.
That's pretty good.
Good job. And we had to pull that out of therapy because that was a little bit a while ago. So it's beyond the 90. I know what this is, but I've never seen it because I don't have kids, and
I used to
I haven't been
watch
a kid in a
that.
long time.
So this was mine, and I spotted her when we were standing on the sign lines while they were switching out bins, and I knew it because when Beau was little, he loved Lunette, and so we used to watch the show all the time. And so I went over and I grabbed it out. I did not think she would go for quite the amount that she did, but it's another one that sold really quickly. It was less than a week, which I was happy with, and it was so cute.
Yeah.
Nice sale.
Nice.
Now I got to imagine this wasn't a Beau pickup.
So this was actually the second vintage, the Sacred Heart of Jesus thing that I have found. The first one was at a Goodwill, and it sold for a good price. It was very interesting artwork, so that's why I picked it up. So that made me be on the lookout for it at other places. And this was really cool. It was painted on silk, and it was, I'm guessing, from the 30s or 40s. And it was just really neat in person. And I paid 50 cents for it.
Wow.
So there's definitely an interest in this. So it's something I'm keeping my eyes out for now, for sure.
Love that. That's beautiful.
Now, see how you see your lights in here?
I know. I really struggled with that. And I had something under to try and tip it, but I could not get them.
That is when you need... crap.
Looks like an angel halo. I like it.
I was afraid that they would think that it was part of...
Yeah, I don't have it here, but it is funny. It looks like it does look like a halo. You got to get a adjustable iPad stand. So the legs open wider and narrower, and then the back can go like from here to here, and it bends in the middle. So you keep playing with that until you find that angle where you don't see the lights. Leave it there, take your pictures. But you got to have the adjustable so you can have all these different angles depending on the size of your piece.
Okay. Thank you. We have an easel, but it's just like a little, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I usually have one here. So an assistant must have pulled it out because we have a few, but they're like $10. And it's one of the greatest tools that we have never really talked about, but it helps on reflective things. What is this adorableness?
Yeah, so this is Betsy Johnson. So I knew that was going to be popular when I found it. It was another one that I picked up at a yard sale. And these sisters were having a yard sale. The one sister was there running the show, and her other sisters were late. So she was basically giving really good prices on their stuff. And so I got this for 50 cents or $1, and along with a bunch of other items. And this sold in 12 hours, I think. I put it on at night, and I checked after in the next morning, and we got our cha-ching. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's so cute.
All right, so we had to go to Worth Point to drag this one out.
This was another bin thing, and I actually was walking on a mission to get to something else in a bin, and I never really look at the clothing and fabric bins. It's just not my thing. But I saw this sitting at the top, and I just grabbed it and kept going and looked it up later, and it was beautiful. It was a real nice heavyweight knit, like a cable knit sweater type of high quality. And I looked everywhere for comps on it that I could find. I even went so far to look into gift shops of old touring museum exhibits of Titanic stuff, and join different Facebook groups to try and find it. And it sold. I'm pleased with the price that it sold for, but it's one of those items now. I think I should have tried an auction on that, because I thought it would have an interested audience, and I couldn't find anything else like it. So I have another item like that here now that I can't find anything on, and I'm thinking maybe I should try an auction with a price, starting at a price that I'm okay with getting. Oh,
I'm fascinated by the Titanic, and I know it's sunk.
he is too.
Oh yeah, it's so
Yeah.
interesting. And my brother just went to the Titanic Museum in Vegas, and it sunk April 15th. So the fact that it sold April 20th, like someone
That
was thinking
was
about it.
strategic on my part. I will
Yeah,
say.
it could be like that CD from the closing Olympics. Somebody was talking about on the 15th, and someone
Yeah.
watched a special, and they're like, "Oh my God, look at this throw!"
Yeah, I love that. Great sale.
Now,
So I was a little nervous about, in retrospect, I wish I would have done an auction, but they make me a little nervous.
so
I
here's
haven't
when
done
auctions are successful. You gotta have something that people are gonna want, and this kind of fits that category because, like you said, you couldn't find any. But the hope to is, are the right at least two people going to see it in the same week? That's the hope. And so I did that with my party suit a couple of weeks ago, but that's a highly sought after collectible. And so I knew the right people would show up because they've got the safe searches. But I think people would have safe searches for a Titanic too. And being around that the date it sunk, it might have worked out. You got a great price, so no complaints. But in the future, that one might have worked out. So if you're a guy you think auction or not, shoot me over a picture. I'll tell you. I'll give you
I will
my
do that later because I do have
opinion.
something.
Kathy says, was this vintage?
I think that from what I could find, I think it came from a late 90s, early 2000 museum, I believe in Ireland, like a museum exhibit, like a gift shop type thing.
That's awesome.
I went so far as to look at in Branson and Pigeon Forge have Titanic museums, and where else? Belfast. So I really tried to find info.
All right. Now, last but not least, because this sold for $87. Explain the story of how you end up making so much money on this little lamp.
Well, yeah, you can.
So she sold it, but this was in my room where we moved. We've had it for years since
It was in his toddler toy room, and so I'm selling his childhood, I guess. $87. I'd never, it was probably like a $12 IKEA lamp, and we had it in 2 yard sales, like when we had it before we moved, and it was one of those things. I'm like, I'll try it up here once we move. $3. I'm like, nobody wants to buy this, and I don't even know what made me check it when we were packing up after the yard sale to see if it was listed on eBay, and that's when I found that they were very popular, and so I listed it, and we made a good sale there.
Garage sales. If any other reseller would have wandered on by, they could have had this lamp for $3.
Yeah, $3. Twice in 2 different cities, and nobody bought it, and I'm kind of glad because I really liked it. It was sentimental to me, and so I'm glad it went to somebody. She got it for her daughter who wanted it, so that was another one that made me kind of feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to call it a day. But Beau, what have you told any of your friends what you do, and have any of them said, "Hey, teach me how to make money"?
No, they haven't.
Well,
I haven't told people to do it. Yeah.
They're fools. They're fools. Them damn 11-year-olds got to grow up quicker.
We've had a lot of time spending time together. We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I'm glad. I'm glad to see you guys still doing it. This might not be your journey forever, Beau, but it's great that you're doing it now. You're learning a lot, and to spend quality time with your mom is an awesome thing. I'm still a mama's boy, and I'm working to be about 51 soon. And most days, Mom and I talk 2-3 times a day. So it is good to be a mama's boy. If people ever call you that as an insult, tell them, yes, I am, because that's a good thing to be.
Yes.
Are you a mama's boy, Aaron?
Yes.
And since you have a twin, which one of you is more of a mama's boy?
We always said I was more like my mom and my brother was more like my dad, but we're both a mama's boy. Yeah.
There's just something about a mom and her baby boy.
Yep. Yeah. You two end up like Jason and Peg. What a great duo. You two are awesome. There's my mom. Keep it going, Beau. Yeah. Marisa says all my kids have sold on eBay. So good job. So, and I'm glad to see the follow-up. You're still doing it. Now, there's your goals. We've set your goals.
Yep.
We want to see you double your listings by the holidays. We want to see October get back to March. And then we want to see November and December crush it. And then the next time we talk, we're going to get you on other platforms. Because as I talked about tonight,
Yes.
not all the right customers are on eBay. Not all the right customers are on Amazon or Etsy or Depop or Pop Shop Live. So you got to find them. Can you imagine they could buy that CD for $102 on average, and yet some customer gave me $250 on a different platform
Yeah.
for the same CD?
Yeah.
So it can be done.
We're
All
definitely
right.
have to get there.
Yeah.
So, Beau, you ever got any questions about, something you found? Hit me up. I'll be happy to help you.
Okay.
Aw.
All right.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support, and everybody's so nice on the board.
Oh, yes. And I'm glad Marisa said that. There is no pressure if you don't meet those goals.
It's good to have a goal, though.
Yes, it is great to have a goal. If you don't meet them, Aaron and I won't be mad at you.
No.
But if you do, we'll be extra happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're happy whatever you can do. But if you set that goal, you put it on a whiteboard, you put it on a bulletin board, you put it in front of your face every day. Okay, we're at 137. We got to get to 250. And so, Beau, here's what you need to do today. Here's what I need to do today to get us there. Oops, we need to go source. Let's get that done. Let's get some few smalls up. We can go quicker, so let's get those things up there, because at the holiday time, it'll all add up and you'll be like, whoa, we're shipping a lot during the holiday time. So
I'm excited for that.
all right, it is my wife's birthday, so I think I'm going to take her out to dinner. And with that, I say thank you, everyone, for tuning in live. We had a great audience tonight, great chat tonight. Good to see everybody. Good to see Debbie back in the chat, and good to see Beau and Jennifer back on the show. Aaron, thank you very much. Matt, thank you from behind the scenes.
Hey, no problem.
Have a wonderful night, everybody. And don't forget, tune in Sunday right here with me and Mom. Some past their expiration date, being Thrifty over 50, will be on at 7 o'clock East Coast, 4 o'clock on the West Coast. And with that, I say adieu. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
I wasn't ready. I bid you adieu. Bye.